Do you know anyone who's won a treble, John?
I think we only know one man, Hamish. We only know one man who knows how difficult it is to win a treble, and he's with us today.
He is indeed. Jackie, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah, a lot better after the end result yesterday.
Yeah.
It was,
Amazing.
Edge of the seat stuff. But that was good in the end.
It was indeed history made. I had a wee tweet up there a second ago that said Celtic had won, I think, 3 trebles in around 120 years of history. That's League Cup, Scottish Cup, League Championship. In the last 4 years, we've won another 4. Like that just kind of, put everything else to the side for a minute and just think of that stat right there, because that's what, this team has achieved over the last 4 years. And we are witnessing history, aren't we, Jackie?
Yeah, and it's a incredible achievement to go through all the, the league's different over the, if you're a strong team over the league, but in a couple of competitions and been playing in so many games to get through them all without any mishaps is some achievement. It really is.
And Jackie, do you know what it takes to win a Scottish Cup final as well? How difficult are these games? And obviously Celtic were heavy favourites going into the fixture. It didn't turn out like that. Is it just a bit of a psychological thing you've got to get through a game like that, even against a supposed inferior team?
Yeah, the favourites for most competitions domestically, and it has been for a number of years. So they've had to carry that expectation and the demands, and they've handled it well. Yesterday at half time, you're thinking this could be 3, 4, 5. There were a few wee chances with Edouard to maybe extend the lead. I was watching the stuff at half time on the BBC, Gaffer in the studio, which was good viewing. Martin, and they were talking about Hearts and how Hearts could try and get back into the game, and you couldn't see that at half time. Obviously they got a goal, which gives them a lift, and obviously sense a bit of nervousness, and put some balls into the area. But I'm delighted in the end, especially the young goalkeeper. I think a couple of wee bits in the game where with the corners and set pieces he's come out. I thought Naismith was clever against him with that, which was the second goal. He's coming against him in the corner, which wasn't really spoke about at the time, but he's kind of barged into him and pushed him off balance. Then the other one, he's come out for the cross, and it's a bit unfortunate it's landed at their guy and he's put it in the back post. But no, it was good that he managed to get the penalty saves at the end, and I was delighted for him.
I felt a bit fortunate last night after the game that we managed to win that. I was certainly nervy for a lot of it, but I suppose you could say, John, that given this run we've been on for whatever it is, 4 years, I think that's the first time certainly we've been taken to penalties. I think we went to extra time once before against Dunfermline. So I suppose you could argue that we've kind of earned that little bit of luck over the years the way we've played.
Yeah, I mean, I get awful emotional at these games, Hamish. So I was put through the ringer yesterday, and coming off the match, I'm not sure I felt joy. I think I felt relief more than anything. Over the last 24 hours, the achievement has sunk in a little bit more. But I think you're right. I mean, Jackie will tell you how difficult it is to maintain a streak in a cup competition, never mind over 4 years. The players are doing something domestically that's never been done before at Celtic ever. And so if we have to ride their luck sometimes and get through a match like that, then I'm all for it. Not every match can be not every match can be a pleasure to watch, shall I put. It's certainly exciting for the neutral, but not every match is a pleasure, Jackie. Sometimes it's a battle.
Yeah, it is. And, like in history, you look back in 10 years' time, you'll not say, we scraped through, or we didn't play well, or it doesn't matter. The name's in the cup. They've been over the number of years that they've been the best team in the final and maybe not had the luck of the green, or the decisions went against them, whatever. But the most important thing is they won. In the first half, they kind of were streets ahead, and they come back into it. But in fairness, they bounced back again. Desire from Bruni to attack the corner, and Griffiths is in the right place like he normally has Griffiths, been over the years.
Griffiths he's bailed out Celtic a couple of times already this season, isn't he? He's a really important player in the squad.
Yeah, it's and again, like everybody, you just want to see him fit and contributing week in, week out, because you know he's capable, even when he's not playing well, he's capable of doing something, whether it be a free kick, his deliveries at corners, or like yesterday, he's in the right place at the right time, just to put that one home.
Did you ever take a penalty in a shootout in your career, Jackie?
Actually, I was never involved in that. I think I was only involved once in my career, and it was against Valencia. But I wasn't picked to take one. It was Jos Volharen. I always remember he'd missed his first one, Jos, and he got to take it again, and he missed that one as well, and he asked to take it again for the third time. But a sense of humour. But again, they were a good side, Valencia. That knocked us out of Europa League.
Jackie, we've been talking for ages about how Celtic are maybe turning a corner, or maybe this is the start of a run. Those players, for me, looked just absolutely delighted after Ayer's penalty went in, as they would do. Do you think this can finally be the galvanising moment that makes us go on a winning run, at least until Ibrox, and we see what happens?
I hope so, yeah. It's they're bound to get a lift from that feeling of winning. Some guys in there, it'll be their first trophy maybe coming into it. For guys like Duffy and other ones coming to the club, that they're part of history, and it takes that pressure off them. That hopefully that as you say, they can go on a run now, and they don't have a lot of time to think about it or celebrate. We've got another, which is another massive game at home. You would say that, but Ross County, who beat us in Betfred a few weeks ago.
John Hughes as well, just to point out.
Aye, Yogi, I'm delighted for Yogi. He's a good guy. Deserves a crack at it again, and I'm delighted that he's back in, and just hopefully not Wednesday.
Yeah, I think that's the straw we're all clinging on to, isn't it? That yesterday somehow galvanises this team and we can go on a winning run now. We've got Ross County, then Hamilton, then Dundee United, so it is quite a forgiving run of fixtures that we can hopefully notch 9 points, and then, John, as you say, take it to Ibrox and see what happens. I'll be kidding you all on and myself on if I say that I'm massively confident about that game, and to be honest, any of the games coming up, because there was a lot in the game at Hampden that really worried me. But I just hope that the boost they get from that. But I've been saying this all season. I've been clinging on to wee false dawns and all that kind of stuff. When we beat Aberdeen in the Cup semi, we looked good, and then a few days later Sparta Prague put 4 past us, and we beat Motherwell 4-1 away from home going into the international break. I hope then, I suppose the big difference here is, Jackie, that we've won a trophy. You saw the celebrations with the players. Ayer, Edward, players like that who people have been saying don't want to be at the club, looked absolutely elated with the success yesterday. So we're just hoping, aren't we, that they come out on Tuesday and we see a different Celtic. Yeah, absolutely. I think again, with the standard they've had over the years and the players have had, you look at the players that were there, and a few wee mistakes here and there. Like the two centre halves coming into each other, and the lad running through when he came on as sub. We're not used to seeing that over the last few years, with Van Dijk's been there and the standard that the guys set. But the most important thing is the one, and hopefully they take confidence from that, and they kick on these number of games to take us up to the Rangers game in the second. I think if we can win these games going into that, and that take care of itself.
All to play for. Jackie, what's it like playing over Christmas? What's it like balancing family life and football life over Christmas? Is it strange?
It's a little bit. I mean, it's different when my kids were young, because when different managers dealt with different ways. Martin and Neil would be in a hotel Christmas night, so we'd be playing Boxing Day, and I remember sometimes a few seemed to fall in fixtures. We were playing, all seemed to be at Tynecastle on Boxing Day, and we would be staying at the hotel in Edinburgh. So we'd train in the morning, and Christmas morning, then back through the family, opening the presents, then meet up with the team later on that night. Sometimes, or maybe train late on at night and go straight to the hotel and prepare. But it's part and parcel of the sacrifices you have to make, when you're in that level.
And one man we've not talked about yet, Jackie, is Neil Lennon, your former teammate. who's won a treble as a player and now as a manager. What's your thoughts on kind of what this will mean to him? Obviously, he'll be absolutely ecstatic with what he's contributed to Celtic here over the last 20 years.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a fantastic achievement. I think with the stuff that's happened over the last sort of number of weeks and the pressure that's been on him, it'll take a big relief. You could see the relief on him after the game as well. And as I said weeks ago, nobody's wanting the club to succeed more than Neil. There's a lot of people were kind of against him coming in at the start with, but I thought it was the right decision for the club to steady the ship after Brendan. And I said weeks ago, if you were going, who would you change him with? Who's the right person? And the board stood by him, and you've got to say it's been the right thing just now. They've won the treble, and Neil's been a big part of that. So no, I'm delighted for him first and foremost because he has been under a lot of scrutiny, a lot of pressure recently. Just hopefully for Neil's sake as well that he can get it going in the league, because this would be the ultimate if he could take it on this season and get the team back to levels that they can play. I think that's been the concern. They haven't played at levels that they have been before, and what people are looking at that and being a bit scared about this season of all seasons because of the 10 in a row. But if he does, then he's up there. It'd be incredible for him.
All eyes on Ibrox, Hamish.
Indeed, yeah. I was seeing earlier that we could have 4 games in hand on Rangers at some stage this season after they bottled it last week against St Mirren. Funnily enough, our game against St Mirren is going to be rescheduled. I think it has been rescheduled for February. So 4 games in hand. That game at Ibrox is certainly a must not lose. Some people would argue it's a must win. We'll see what the next few weeks bring. I think Sunday was just very much an achievement for the history books from my point of view, and it's one that no matter what happens this season, in the future we'll be able to look back at that. 4 years in a row we won, the Scottish Cup, League Cup and the League. Folk won't remember that the Scottish Cup final was played in December in front of no fans at Hampden, or even that we won in penalties. Folk will just see winner, Celtic, and that kind of sums it up. Right, guys, this has been a bit better. I feel we've got even more room for growth in terms of Celtic positiveness. Hopefully, or positivity, I should say. Hopefully, Celtic get some more wins. Keep chalking them off, and we'll go to the big one at Ibrox at the start of the year. Hopefully, in good spirits. But good stuff, guys. Thanks everyone for watching this video. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you've not done it yet, and we'll speak to you soon.